Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hey everybody, it's me. Coming to you live from Harlem in New York City. It's Alex and the Ramble until midnight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Chuck Farnham. Yay!
Yeah.
Boy, you look healthier. You look better, well rested.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay.
I'm doing okay, I think.
I'm
slowly but surely.
Well, you had a lot of deaths going for you.
Yeah. No, it's been swell.
Your mother?
But I think, I'm tumbling along here.
How long did one death follow the other? Your mother went first, right?
A couple, 3 weeks.
And then your stepfather.
Right.
Who was also
one was basically Thanksgiving, and one was on like New Year's Eve.
Really? Oh boy.
It's a holiday festival.
Yeah.
And in between that, we lost Biedny.
Yes.
At Christmas.
Yes.
At Christmas. So I got all the holidays covered.
This was a friend of ours from years ago, for me.
Yep.
David Biedny. You've probably still been in contact with him and so on.
I've known the guy forever.
Yeah. And he died. How old was he?
50-something.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. At this point, I'm just kind of fumbling along, and there are great days and there are weird days. And
well, the thing was, you also lost your stepfather, who was also your best friend from grade school.
Yeah, forever.
Forever.
The guy I knew forever, basically.
And he married your mother.
Right.
Well, of course he married
They
her.
had a couple of decades between each other.
I would say so. But he died at what age? How old was he?
69, I think.
Okay. And then we also lost Christy Frazier.
Right.
Andrade. And what's her latest name? I don't remember her latest name right now offhand. Who was my producer at
KITS.
Live 105, yeah.
Yeah.
We lost her too, So.
It's, you get old and things happen.
Yeah, but these weren't old people. I mean, she was 61.
Right.
Your friend, who was your stepfather, was what, 69, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And, well, whatever age you probably are right now.
I'll be 66 next week.
So maybe he was 66? Or was he?
No, he was a hair older than me, but not a lot.
Yeah, okay. But, so, I mean, these are people who should not have died, okay? I mean, your mother was how old?
She was in her mid-80s.
Okay, so,
she was, at least in her 80s. My grandmother died in 99, I think.
Well, I mean, the expiration date, my expiration date was somewhere like 77,
Right.
And here I am still going.
Right.
Knock on wood.
Wood, I'm, 66, and I don't know. I feel okay, though. I mean, I'm not.
Well,
now wait a second, your color changed.
Well, there's something.
You got a tan there for a second.
No, there's something wrong there with you. Nothing's changed here.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, you kind of got a little, you got a little color all of a sudden. Oh, there it is again. As you get back a hair, you have more color.
No.
That's weird.
No.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it's just you. See, I mean, I can, wait a minute, hold on a second. You want me to change my color? Here, I can change my color. Wait a minute. There we go.
No, a little red. A little too much red, I think.
A little too much red. There we go.
There you go. There. That's the color I was seeing before.
Okay.
That looks all right.
So I figure I'll just do that.
Plenty of blood running through you.
Lower the saturation a little. I'll bring it up here. There we go. No, that's too much. There we go. How do you like that?
It's good.
Is that good?
That's good color.
That is good color. That's maybe overcolor. There we are. That's just right.
No, you're very pretty, Alex.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Okay, so now I look good, huh?
Yeah. No.
okay.
Before you were a little light, but now you're fine.
Yeah. It's
It
all,
looks like you've been out in the sun.
it's all a matter of how you. It's trouble is I got this new control board, okay,
Right.
and there's so many audio settings that it takes months before you get it just right. Like right now, I have a thing called a noise gate that's on. Now you don't hear it pumping, do you?
Not at all.
But when I'm silent, there's no sound at all. That's the noise gate. Because I've got an air conditioner on here, and what it wants to do is stop the air conditioning sound. But when I'm talking, you hear it because it opens the gate. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I'm not talking...
It makes certain frequencies available as you're speaking.
Well, also, it just cuts out the noise.
Right.
You know, so I don't know how it sounds. In my earphones, it sounds kind of weird, like, you know, cuts in and out. Yeah.
Sounds perfect like this.
Yeah, well, then it should, what you're hearing is what the audience is going to hear, you know.
Right.
Anyway.
Lucky them.
Yeah. But anyway, so, I mean, what happens is, as you get older, all these people start dying around you, you know.
I know. You know, and it starts trickling, and then it gets like, you know, you're going over a cliff or something. I mean, it's like, first it's like one, and then a couple months later there's another one, and then 1 month there'll be like 4, and then,
Yeah, but
you know, then your relatives
at your age, there shouldn't be that many. Yeah, at my age, it's like this whole litany of people. You know, I had Christy go. That really shocked me. You know,
Right.
because she was young. She was 61. She didn't need to go.
Yeah, that's a little young.
Yeah.
I don't know. All my friends are older anyway, for the
Is this
most
depressing, folks? Is this depressing you? Because if it is, good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is our only chance at therapy because neither one of us is going to go. So we just talk each other through it.
Oh, you think how long do you think I'm going to go? Am I going to make
I
it
think
to
you're
my...
going to go as far as your mom went.
100?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't even...
Yeah, I think so.
I won't even... By then, I won't even know what's going on around me.
I barely know now.
You know?
My memory. Not
No,
good.
I get memory lapses. It's really terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, eventually if I go, I won't know I'm dead. That's what I'm thinking.
That'll work.
So I went to
I
went to the neurologist the other day, and my walking is being impeded now.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they call me a wobbler.
You're a wobbler?
That's what the nurses in the hospital said. They stopped me. I was walking, and they stopped me, and they go, "Oh, you're a wobbler." And I go, "What the hell is that?" They go, "Somebody who looks like they're about to fall over, but maybe they aren't."
So you look like you're about to fall over? Is that what it is?
But I'm not.
You're not?
Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. But I look like I'm going to.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Goes,
know.
"Oh yeah, we have a term for you."
Yeah. I use a cane now.
I've got a couple,
You know.
and I got a wheelchair, and I have 2 mobility carts. I think 3 mobility carts.
Mobility carts.
Yeah,
What?
you know, like you're in the grocery store and you climb on that little thing with a basket
Yeah.
and then drive it around. I have like 3 of those.
Why did you got them? Well, I guess your mother had one, right?
Exactly. Well, stepdad had one.
Yeah.
I decided to buy one time,
How much do they run?
and then I found a crazy deal on one once.
How much do they run? They're
About
motorized.
1,500,
They're
1,400.
Oh, really? That's all?
Yeah.
I'm.
But I got one for 300, and then I got a
You know something, folks? I'm sorry. This is just not for young people. This show.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
no, it's
all
what
we're
you should
talking
be
about
thinking
here
about.
is methods of transportation when you can't walk.
Exactly. And I got, and then I found a titanium wheelchair,
Oh, really?
which is really light.
Why are
really.
you collecting these things?
Well, okay. Here's a scenario for you.
Okay.
I go to see the Rolling Stones in Santa Clara
Okay.
with our old buddy Curtis DiMartini.
Oh, okay.
I ran into DiMartini. We're going to go to the show,
Okay.
right? Well, I'm not capable of walking from the parking lot to where my seat is located because my back will give out. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So I got all these different vehicles to try to test drive what would be the best way to get to the seat. And I determined that carrying around the big motorized jobs is not real good.
No,
for me.
no.
No, but the titanium wheelchair is. So I get in the titanium wheelchair, I get DiMartini to push me. And by the way, parking at the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
$73.
What?
73 bucks.
What?
Yeah, exactly. 73.
$73 to park at the Rolling. How much was the ticket to the Rolling Stones?
They were a couple hundred.
So really, they're charging about a third of what your ticket costs to park.
Right.
What's with them? They're nuts. That's crazy.
And it's Levi's. It's the stadium. It's not even the band.
Well, the band, should have some control over that. If I were the band, I would say you're not charging any $73 for parking, and we're not doing a show here.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah.
And-
How long did the show go on?
Oh, it was 2.5 hours, and they were great.
Yeah, but
You
when
know,
you
and-
went, you've gone to the Grateful Dead forever, right?
Right.
What was the longest concert they ever did that you went to?
Started around 8, ended around 5.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can do that anymore.
No, but Jagger was doing all of his little, dance moves.
Oh, was this for Rolling Stones? I thought you said it was Grateful Dead.
No, it was Rolling Stone.
Oh, see, that's
Mick
how
and
far
Keith-
gone I am. Anyway, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no.
Yeah.
Mick and Keith, they were moving like the wind everywhere. Like these guys, you take anybody else of that age, and I guess you're in there, you would not believe what they were doing.
Well,
And it's like they're going to have a
Mick's
stroke.
about my age. I think he's 81, 82, something like that.
Yeah. And he was moving everywhere, and it was amazing. I was shocked that they were, they were definitely
Well,
not just
it's
calling
strange.
it
It's
driving
strange. Certain people go into certain modes. Like I'm probably not as spry once we stop talking as I am
Right.
when I'm doing this because I've done this all my life. All right.
Right.
So immediately
You can
the
turn it on and
the
off.
microphone goes on, and I'm far more lucid than I normally am. All
Right.
So what happens? I give you a good example. Tony Bennett, at the end of his life, had full-on Alzheimer's.
Right.
Couldn't even recognize his relatives. That's how bad it was. And yet he got on stage with Lady Gaga and remembered
Boom.
every lyric.
Yeah.
And they said as soon as he gets on stage, he remembers all the lyrics and everything like that.
Yep. That's just what happens.
So there's a certain kind of thing that kicks in. That's kind of a what do we call it? A kind of a memory that you have, a memory thing that you have.
Cognitive memory.
You just like I remember watching the Letterman show late night on NBC, and next door they always had Live at 5 doing their newscast, and they would have
Sure.
guests, and so one of their guests was Bob Hope. And so after that, one of the guys grabbed him and took him and brought him over to the Letterman show. And they took a shot of the doorway to the hall. And Bob Hope emerges. And he's like this, you know. He's like this. And then all of a sudden, Letterman says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Hope." And then he goes, and then he's a swaggering Bob Hope.
We did a thing at the station for Bob Hope. Bob Hope was at Macy's doing a promotion for something. And, you know, the fine folks at PR over at Macy's always would call the radio station and say, "Do you want to come over and you know, interview Bob Hope?" And him and Dolores were there. And Bob, I'm not sure Bob knew where he was. I mean, he didn't look like he knew where he was. He was just kind of mumbling. Mm-hmm. And we got him to do station IDs.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure I have it here. It's on here somewhere. Where is it? Okay, well, it's up here then. It's got to be somewhere. God, I had it. Where was it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got to go find it for you. Here's exactly what he did. Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and let me do something so I can make sure you hear it, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. You ready? All right, here we are. Where is it? I just lost. Oh, there it is. Okay, ready?
Go.
He wants you to do a station promo.
What is it?
This is Bob Modern Rock Hope. You're listening to Alex
This is
Bennett.
Bob Modern Rock Hope, and you're listening to
Alex Bennett on Live
Alex
105.
Bennett on Live
105.
105.
That's funny.
Stop.
Bob Modern Rock Hope.
I can't believe you have that.
Bennett, Live 105.
That was 45 minutes worth of work,
Alex
man.
Bennett. You're listening to Alex Bennett on Live 105.
That was it. That's the promo.
Oh, man. Dude, the PR people were not happy. Bob's people were not happy. Dolores was not happy.
What, at what we did and having him record that?
Yeah. Oh, it took 45 minutes.
Really?
What you got there is a very small snippet of 45 minutes worth of work. He could only put out like 2 words at a time.
Yeah. But you could hear he was saying it, and then they said, "Say it again," and then he tried to say it again.
again.
And they were looking.
Then I broke it.
They were looking.
I broke it down for him.
Yeah, but then were you there when he was recording it?
I was doing it. Yeah, I'm the guy
were doing it. Yeah.
I was the guy.
You didn't.
So
you
and it
didn't-
was like,
you
oh
didn't-
my God,
You didn't
this is
stink.
going to take forever.
You didn't stink Palm Bob, did you?
No, I should have. Dude, it was horrible. And then Macy's is pissed off because they act like I'm working Bob Hope, and I'm like, I just wanted him to say, you know, what I wanted him to say.
You're listening to Alex Bennett on Live 105.
5, yeah. And this is, you know, Bob Modern Rock Hope. I wrote it all out for him. He couldn't see a thing. The guy had more cataracts than, but it was Bob Hope.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, there's no question that that's Bob Hope.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the last time Macy's invited me to a thing.
Really?
They were not happy.
Yeah, we did a thing called what was it that we did? I'm trying to remember. Okay, see, I just completely went blank.
You're doing fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something and I went blank. Of course, that happened to me when I was 60. Okay, so
Yeah.
you know, especially but you know what it is? When you used to in the old days smoke pot and get stoned and you start talking, and you had a brilliant idea, and I got to tell you this, and then you forgot what you were going to say. That was pot, right? Now I don't need the
Right.
pot any longer.
Yeah. No, now you're there. I have to write everything down, or it's gone.
Yeah. But I don't think we were taking advantage of Bob Hope. We simply wanted to get a little promo out of him, you know.
they invited me over there. What am I going to do? I got to do something.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought I would do.
Yeah.
So
well, let me explain something. I mentioned, this is what I was going to bring up. I mentioned stink palming. Now, this was something you got from a movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember.
Or back when we were kids, there was something in a film.
It was a movie by the guy who did did a bunch of films that we liked because they were really weird and off key, and they had a thing where they would go and stink palm people. Now, explain what stink palming is.
When you stick your hand up your butt and then you leave it in there for a while, and then you go shake people's hands.
Yeah. In other words, you go up the crack, right?
And if you're, you know, if you never grew up like either of us, you find it hysterical no matter what.
Well, tell some of the people we stink palmed. We stink palmed. You did, Geraldo Rivera,
right?
And Willie Brown, the mayor of San Francisco.
Yeah, what's his name's wife? Not Brown. Who was that evil mayor? The
evil
Republican. No, yeah, the Republican one. Can't think of his name.
Yeah, but he did his wife.
But his wife came up to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I remember his wife. He's not going to come to the studio, but his wife has decided that she's going to come to the studio to promote his candidacy. He shows up. You and I have a plan in advance. We don't tell Lori. And we interview her, and she's, you guys aren't really as bad as people are saying you are. We're like, oh, thank you. And Lori's having pictures taken with her. And then I think you and I had a picture taken with her, and she leaves. And you and I, Lori looks over at the two of us and goes, she's really nice, guys. I don't know why you've been making fun of her all this time. And you and I can't speak. We just have both of our faces down on the console, and we're like losing our mind. And Lori just kind of looks up and goes, uh-oh, what did you two do? I go, you were right here, Lori. We didn't do anything. She goes, no, something happened in this room that I don't know. I had my photo taken with that woman. What did you two do? And I think I turned to you and I went, you hear that sound, Alex? And you're like, yeah, I think I do. And Lori goes, what are you talking about? And I go, that's the sound of a limo pulling over right now and somebody getting hand sanitizer really quick.
But I thought it was.
I can't believe you guys did that.
I thought it was Willie Brown. You did Willie Brown too.
No, it was. God, who was the guy? I can't remember. Willie was buddies. He would come down and do stuff all the time, no problem.
Yeah.
But it was Frank Jordan.
Frank Jordan. I don't remember the guy.
Yeah, Frank and his wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did a thing where Frank was hustling people out of the Golden Gate Park because they were living there.
Yeah.
And so they were going to clear out the park, and I went down because, the dumb San Francisco establishment gave me a press credential so I could get into anything. And we went down there, and you wanted to ask him a question. You wanted to ask Frank a question while he was, he was down there in front while they're ripping out all these people's houses. And they let me go first, and I'm just like going, you people are just stupid. I mean, I wouldn't let me go first. And you only had, your first question was, hey, Frank, why are you an asshole? And it was,
did I say that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, you did. And it was brilliant. And Frank's like, what? Huh? Oh, hi, Alex. How are you today? And then Frank's trying to go one way, and you only had the one question, Frank, why are you an asshole?
Why are you an asshole? I don't remember that.
It was
remember.
Beautiful. And all the guys from the other news organizations, by then they'd recognize me. And they're like, oh, crap, Farnham's here. This is not going to go well. We're not going to get stuff for news because he's going to do something stupid. And we did, and they didn't. So it was perfect.
Wow. Gee, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Okay. So I will put that in my memory packet of memories I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, listen, we got about less than a minute here. So,
Uh-oh. How's the weather?
oh, the weather is hot today. Well, today it's 82 right now.
Yeah, it's 101.
101. Well, you live out
Yeah.
in the desert.
I do, but still 101 is, it's not a dry heat, Alex. It's hot.
It's hot.
You could cook on the sidewalk.
Wow. Anyway, listen, let's take a break for a week or two and do this again.
Sure, why not?
How's that? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the wonderful and attractive Chuck Farnham. Thanks, Chuck.
Bye.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah, okay, there he was, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and attractive Chuck Farnham. We enjoy him, okay? I'm still trying to get all this stuff figured out here, whether it works or whether it doesn't work or whatever. So please bear with me if I sound a little weird here and there, but I won't worry about it now. See, there are a few things that need to be kind of fixed here, and they're not fixed. And here I'm trying to find them. The noise gate, it should be just a little bit better than it is. There it is. Okay, are we fine? We're fine. Okay, that's better than we were. Okay, anyway, there's some people waiting to come on here, so let's admit them. Okay, I go admit all, and I go down here to the citizen panel, and I go to Zoom. There we go, and there are some people. We got Jeff, and we got Josh. Hello, Josh. How you doing? The noise gate. Oh boy. Just a little bit. Jeff.
Clean.
Okay, clean. Okay, good. You got it. Okay, hello everybody. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Good.
And Jeff, how are you doing?
Good. It's a nice day today, you know?
Yeah, I
It
took
was hot, but it was not sticky.
I took a walk, but I can't really walk, but I took a walk anyway. And I'm okay. I'm doing all right. So,
Took a walk and a bike. Right.
a walk and a bike.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. The old legs are still working, huh?
Yeah, not great, but
Not great.
the wheel doesn't fall apart.
Yeah. And Josh is with us. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And we're joined tonight again by Roberta, who called us last night. Here we go. We'll wait till she gets herself all. There we go. Oh, you're looking terrific. Okay, good. Hello, Roberta. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah. So anyway, it's still more of the same kind of news. It just Trump gets a little more ridiculous every day as we go on. He's starting to really show that he can't stand the pressure.
Hmm.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna fire himself.
Fire himself, yeah.
And I'm sure they're, a bit upset. I think that, for a long time, this is what they said they wanted. So it's like that saying, here one of these days you're gonna get all you want, and then we're gonna find out if you want all you get.
Yeah.
So that's he got all he wanted, and now let's see if he likes what he got. So I mean, they were the ones saying for months that Biden should drop out of the race. He left, and he was replaced, and they don't seem to be able to deal with it very well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They can't deal with it. So,
I was I was reading right before you came onto the call in the newspaper, Washington Post. about some of the most recent polling is showing some small gains for Harris. And it's only been, really a week. So, not really even that, I don't think. So, that's good. I mean, it's,
Well,
and polls can't judge enthusiasm and things like that either very well. So, but from what I see from the polling, that I see, it basically does. It's going to be all about turnout. Then, this isn't a big walk for Trump like it was anymore. If Democrats turn out, she can win.
well, I think also there's the enthusiasm factor.
Right.
Yeah. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Hold on a second.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You would hope that enthusiasm equals turnout.
Yes.
I mean, if you're really enthusiastic for a candidate, Harris, whoever, you don't vote. Well, how enthusiastic really were you?
Well, no, but the enthusiasm is an important factor.
Well, yeah, it might be the factor.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, we'll see.
Absolutely. So, who knows? I'm still trying to get my sound right here. So please.
That's what Democrats have to, or no, I shouldn't even really say Democrats. That's what people who want Harris to be elected or just want Trump to be defeated, whatever their motivation is.
Mhm.
That's what they have to do. Is just it has to be turnout because, Trump's people, for whatever you think of it, are very enthusiastic, right?
Yeah.
But one person goes in and casts a vote, and that's one vote. A Democrat or another person who just wants Trump to be defeated and shrugs their shoulders about Harris, that's one vote. So, their enthusiasm doesn't mean, that their vote is counted as 1.25 or 1.5 or anything like that. It's one vote.
Yeah.
So they have to turn out and do whatever, they have to do if they would like to sort of axe this Trump nonsense once and for all.
Yeah. So I mean,
There's a big chance.
it's just nice that there's a certain enthusiasm now that there wasn't a week ago. And we have hope. I mean, maybe she can't pull it off, but she'll give it a good try. But I can't see Trump winning at this point because he's just getting negative and more negative and more negative, and he's just flailing. And she is just presenting herself as, oh, okay, I'm just going to run a decent campaign and believe in America and believe in the hopes and dreams of America, and she has a very positive outlook. And I think America will respond to that because they're so sick of the negativism.
Yeah, I hope. So, I mean, see what everybody else thinks, but I hope. I mean, I know that's what I've been saying for a long time. We've talked about this on the weekends a lot. I'm just so tired of how they just hate everything. I mean, it's come on.
What, Roberta?
I was going to say, I think he's right because I went online in order to find some information about the blacks and their opinion of Kamala Harris that I talked about yesterday. And while I had some of that information I was gathering, I ran into recent polls, and the recent polls reflect exactly what was said yesterday by you guys, that Kamala is doing very well right now. There is a groundswell for her among blacks. And I think it's the enthusiasm that, hey, she's really there. They're not going to fight her. They're going to support her. And so the polling looks really good.
Well, I mean, everybody was looking for a really positive message. And suddenly we have a positive message, And the trouble with Trump is he should go more positive rather than negative. And he's not going to do it. He's incapable of it. He thinks this is his way of winning.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and they did this with one of his little statements, one of the Harris campaign's first commercials I think they plan to run is only like 10 seconds. And I think the second one should be Trump saying America is a stupid country ran by stupid people. And they should just let him say that. And then she should say, I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message. 10 seconds, cost hardly any money. and just keep playing it. This America is a stupid country ran by stupid people. Just let him keep saying that. Just run that in a television commercial and just say, I approve this.
I think by the time this is all over, and this is just, my take on it, but I think that after this is all over, we're going to find that that Trump is going to lose phenomenally. I mean, he's going to really take a shellacking, because the more positive she remains, the better her campaign.
Well, again, talking to consumers, talking to the public, general public, the voters, that's one of the things that they liked about the candidates that I was representing at the time. And it was the fact that they were positive, that they talked policy, they had a positive outlook. They wanted to, people are so tired. I mean, that was one of the major things that was given as a reason why people voted Trump out last time. They were just tired of the melodrama. They just didn't want to deal with it. And Biden may or may not have been the best candidate, but his, let's just, get back to quote unquote normal. The melodrama is really, people get upset over all that kind of just negativity that they have to see in the news. So yeah. Very much.
I think that people are going to respond to this, and she isn't going to have to really work that hard at it. She just has to be genuine, and that's the one quality she has. Is she seems to be genuine. And that's a very good place to be, I think. I was watching her today, and I just went. She gets on the podium and she smiles. Trump gets on the podium and he grumps. He just, I'm going to eat raw meat now. Yes, Alan.
Hello. I think Trump is given the Republican Party the okay to just grumble about everything for now on out. And it happened during his presidency. It's okay to grumble. It's okay to complain. It's okay to put other people down. That wasn't the Republican Party under Reagan or under Bush. They tried to find positive things to do. We may not have agreed with them, but Trump's way of doing things has put the Republican Party in a real bad place right now.
Well, what he does is he attacks his competition. He, in no uncertain terms. I mean, the part I really love is he refers to Kamala as being a ultra left-wing liberal. And I'm thinking, I know left-wing. I'm left-wing. She's not left-wing. She's somewhere in the middle, Yep. Yep. And to say that she's that is just insane. It's just insane. And she's so far to the left. I heard today he said Obama won't even have anything to do with her.
Yeah, right.
Well, she's so far to the left. She went ahead and she really laid it on the protesters who were burning the American flag. That was like, okay.
Yeah.
He's digging his own hole, and he's got a VP that's got a backhoe helping him dig that hole.
No.
The VP is just a piece of work.
I think already he has second thoughts about making that guy his vice
that
president.
That guy is a piece of work on top of it. He's supposed to be a puppet, but he's a puppet on the steroids.
He could have gotten somebody like Marco Rubio. And he'd know more what he was getting than with Vance,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be at least bit surprised if he changed his mind. Can he do that? Sure. Can he change his mind?
Trump? Are you kidding?
No, I mean, can he?
No, I'm saying.
Once they've nominated him, can they say, "Oh, wait, I made a mistake. I want to get.
Right?
I want to make him. I made a mistake. I want to bring somebody else in." Can they do that?
They could, I guess.
I guess they'd have to have another convention, but we can do that.
I don't know if you guys are aware, when Bernie Sanders was challenging what happened to him at the Democratic National Convention in 2016, it was brought into a court of law. The court of law decided that the DNC is a private organization And even if they break their own rules, they're allowed to do that because they're a private organization. I don't know how many people are aware of that or are willing to consider that when it comes to either the present situation with the Democrats or possibly, Trump and the Republicans. But that was decided in a court of law. So there you go.
Oh, they write their own bylaws, right?
They can change their mind, Now they may run into some issues with the naming on ballots in states, depending on when they change their mind, because there are some state laws about when the ballots are finalized and locked in, and you can still remove someone, and then, but the vote. I mean, blah blah blah. But
But they're pulling up all kinds of dirt on this guy about, how parents that have kids should have more power than people without children. I mean, where the hell does that come from?
I told you guys off the air.
Yeah, I know you did. I remember I said, here it is. This is exactly what Josh was saying the other night.
From here, and I know who he is. And look, he's this guy is white people's Uncle Tom.
I do not. I don't know what planet this guy came from, but
Well, I mean, didn't he come up with something where he said that women who don't have babies are losers or something like that?
Yeah, he's had.
Yeah, I called my wife a cat woman tonight.
Stuff like that.
I got beat.
You got
now
beat?
I'm a husband beater.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis isn't any better, so there you go.
He's a sellout. I mean, he must really want the job.
My question is, at what point do they all start backing off of Donald Trump? I mean, at some point they're going to have to say, "Oh well, I got away from him."
When he loses the presidency.
Well, if he loses the presidency, you're not going to hear from Donald Trump again. Okay.
Republican Party might be irreparable by then. How long is it going to take to fix it?
Yeah. Oh, they're in big trouble. They've dug a hole already, as you say.
Which is sad.
Huh?
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be a ruined party.
Yep.
Well, it is going to be. It's going to be a ruined party.
It's already ruined. It's just how much more damage is it going to do.
I think what the Democrats have going now is this second wind, in which they are more confident than they have been in years. Okay, about this presidency. And she's done a good job of doing it too. I mean, she's
it's the beginning, but yeah, I agree. And I'm neither one of them, so I'm independent, but it's definitely, as being in the middle, I'm one of those swing voters, and and going the other way now.
So last week you were going to vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about it. You still got to convince me.
Yeah, still got to convince you. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think that it's very refreshing what's been going on. However,
it is.
However, we do have a real situation here with what's going on with their handling of how they're handling Kamala. What is Kamala?
Kamala.
Is it? No, I think it's
Kamala.
Kamala.
Is it really, or is it Kamala?
Yeah,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Okay. I want to pronounce it correctly. I don't want to be,
She goes Kamala. That's what he says.
Like
China.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Well, Obama was easier to pronounce. Barack Obama was easier to pronounce.
Yeah, but he didn't have birth certificate, so.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, so what I'm saying is that I think that that this has given a whole new breath of fresh air to this election, where it was just the two old guys. It was just kind of, I went, when's this going to be over? And now I'm looking forward to what's going to happen. Already Trump is trying to pull out of the debate.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah,
I heard that he offered to debate him twice. Trump did.
Well, of course he did. They had a second debate ready to go.
Right? No, I heard that he's ready to debate Kamala twice if she wants.
No, but the latest thing is the what do you call it? The Trump.
It was an ABC one. which is the one he's trying to back out of. And then there was a Fox that was supposed to, or CBS or Fox, one of the two.
Fox
that was supposed to have another one.
But he put out, they put out a what do you call it? Posting.
Yeah.
That said that they are doubtful whether they want to go ahead with that debate because, and then they gave some reasons about the fact that, they, whatever.
His ear hurts. His ear hurts.
Yeah.
His ear hurts. Yeah. Yeah.
He got shot,
Did he really?
Well, I don't know about that.
Really? Oh.
She will fry him in a debate.
Oh, she look, when you see her right now speaking, you see the prosecutor in her.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to take that approach with Trump. He's going to be on trial again. He's already trying to fight that aspect of it, okay? In that he made a statement to the fact that in one of his speeches, she's the prosecutor is going to say I'm a felon, or whatever. He made fun of it.
That's what I'm saying. They took those 15 or 20 words and they made that their first small campaign commercial.
Yeah.
It's already going to start.
He couldn't pass the bar.
States where he says, they call her a prosecutor, and then the press goes on to point out how she's going up against me, the convicted felon. And that's the commercial. And then at the end, you hear her voice say, "I'm, Kamala Harris, and I approve this message."
Right on.
That's what I'm saying. They just need to do 4 or 5 of those and just let people.
Well, it's going to be a more aggressive campaign because she knows that she can get into a ring with him and run rings around him. There's no doubt about that.
And he does too, and that's what he's nervous about.
Well, they were getting ready to fight Joe Biden, not her.
I know.
Roberta's laughing, but it's true, right, Roberta?
Yeah, no, it's true. And one of the keys that we used for convincing people to consider another candidate other than Biden is 70% of the public did not want either candidate. And everyone agreed. Yep. We didn't have a single person when we cited that statistic. We didn't have anybody saying, "Oh, no, you're wrong. No, we really want Joe Biden." No, they didn't want either candidate.
So now that they've got another candidate, they've got
they
somebody.
Are excited.
They are
Even
excited.
Alex didn't want either candidate.
I wasn't that delighted with Joe Biden. You know that.
I'm not either. I wasn't either. I'm happy that he stepped aside.
Yeah. And I think he did the right thing, and I think we should appreciate him for that and, put a gold star on his report card and,
I'm getting older. I want to see a woman president before I kick the bucket.
Well, it isn't so much that it's a woman or that she's black or anything else, but somebody who is competent and ready to take on the job. And I think she's, at this point, I didn't used to think she was that capable, but I do think she's capable now.
Well, she can finish a sentence,
She's going to, you think Biden might have been hard or easy on Netanyahu? She is going to come down hard on him.
Well, but today she was very respectful of him. They met.
Respectful because he's here visiting.
Yeah.
Once he goes back to Israel and once she becomes president.
Well, she did put down the demonstrators today.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, I was unhappy with that.
Yeah, I was not happy with that. But
I missed that.
But maybe that's her opinion. She felt that the demonstrations were anti-Semitic in nature, and that's why she was against them.
Okay.
But she said she is pro-Gaza. She is pro-solving the problem in Gaza and saving lives. So, I have to give her credit for that. Okay. Yep. And I would just wish Netanyahu would go home and get the hell out of Dodge. What's he doing here anyway? He's got a war over there, He comes over here and he gives a warlike speech to our Congress, which was basically made up of Republicans because most of the Democrats didn't show up for it. And when he gave the speech, it was all hellfire and brimstone. And everybody thought it was going to be more of a conciliatory speech in which he would say something like, "We're looking for a solution to this problem." He was just over here to try and get money. And now he's going down. When's he visiting with Trump? Tomorrow?
Yeah, I think tomorrow.
Why does he have to visit with Trump? You know, who's Donald Trump? Guy with a nick.
Brother.
He's a guy. He's a guy with a nick in his ear. You know. I mean, it's just and then he let's see. He also met with the Republican leader. Well, that's okay. You know, he had to do that. But you know, he's going down to visit with Trump. Come on, Trump doesn't have money to give him right now, and probably won't ever have money to give him.
Nope.
Again, you know, quit backing who is going to now be the apparent loser. Although let's not say that. Let's say he still has a great chance of winning, because you know, we don't want people to become too complacent about this.
Isn't Kamala Harris's husband Jewish?
Yes. Yeah. At least we have a Jewish first gentleman.
First gentleman.
Second gentleman.
Second gentleman. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But he will be a first gentleman
That's right.
if she becomes president. Yeah.
The very first gentleman.
Well, it's about time. You know. I mean, every other country in the world has had female prime ministers and presidents and so on, except for us.
Madam President.
It's about time. It's about time. So, you know, it'll be. But first, we got to win this thing, and I think that there's new hope. That's what's important. Just for a moment, last night you, as we were closing off the show, Roberta, you tried to plug something, and I couldn't let you plug it much because we were signing off. But why don't you plug it now?
Thank you. Yeah, Status Coup is a news channel, YouTube news channel. They are independent, completely independent. Jordan Sheridan, who's on there, used to be with the Young Turks. If you guys have ever watched the Young Turks,
I hate the Young Turks, but keep
okay.
going.
Well, he's not there anymore. But Jordan is a real journalist, news journalist. He has covered the Flint water crisis. He has done a lot of digging. He has now published a book about what really took place with the Flint water crisis, which it turns out was government corruption gone wild. They had several engineering studies that were done before they switched to the water that poisoned the city, and the people in government were getting payoffs and were investing in the project, didn't want to hear about it. And so as many people as tried to tell them to stop and not do it, it's really, you know,
How do you spell coup?
How do you spell it?
Yeah, how do you spell it?
Status, Status Coup, COUP.
Yeah, that's 2 words, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And what are you doing for?
And he's covered Standing Rock. He covered the East Palestine explosion. If any of the video stuff that you remember, like really, you know, stuck in your brain about the January 6th thing. Do you remember the one where everybody's in the tunnel with the guy stuck in the door?
Yeah.
Where that was one of his cameraman's footage that you saw. Yeah. So but he's trying really hard to start a network, something that can compete with, you know, the mainstream media. And it's really hard. A lot of other people who have tried it in the left, you know, more progressive newscasters, they have a hard time putting things together because there just isn't enough support. And he's doing this real journalism. He's not doing just opinion stuff.
Yeah, but is it slanted in one direction or another, or
it's more progressive, but it's based on truth. What he does is he calls it giving the microphone back to the people. He goes man in the street. He goes and gets the information. He covered the UAW strike. He was out there with the strikers. so he could get their stories.
Okay.
In fact, he was one of the major places that covered the UAW strike live. So therefore, he gets the real story on the ground.
What's your association with this?
Actually, I'm just an old progressive person that is like, we've got to get our country back on in the right path again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been helping do some editing for him and stuff, but it hasn't been. I'm not part of his organization at all.
Right.
I'm just helping out.
Good. I'm glad.
I want to see it succeed.
Well, the plug is well taken. Hello to Don Giller has joined us, ladies and gentlemen, and he hasn't joined us at the last minute. He's joined us halfway through the last hour of our show. Hello, Don.
Hey, I don't know if you mentioned it. If you did, then stop me, and I'll disappear. Tonight, an organization called White Women for Kamala did had a Zoom meeting. It had 150,000 Zoom. It broke Zoom.
Really?
Yeah.
Will Zoom handle that many? No.
Well, no. I mean, they say that they broke Zoom. They didn't, but no. There's never been a larger contingent of people.
Zoom is good. If I'm not mistaken, Zoom is good for about 150 max if you pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I mean, I would figure that the images were like microscopic.
Well,
I think they've got some ways where you can host like a teleconference where you're on there, but you can't really.
Yeah.
I mean, not like just,
everybody.
Not just anybody.
Well, also they do have a thing where you can move to another page with more people and another page with more people, and the person who's talking at the moment pops up at the top. You know,
Yeah.
But if everybody tries to talk at once, that could be a mess.
I mean, but regardless of the platform, 150,000 people on anything at one time.
Turn up your mic, Alex.
Pretty good.
Turn up my mic?
Just a hair, yeah.
Just a hair. Let me see.
You dropped out a little bit.
Did I?
You said hair.
I dropped down? How am I now? How am I now?
A little better.
A little better? Here, let me do this. Okay, how's that?
That's better, yeah.
Okay, all right. I turned stuff around. I'm trying to get this mic, I'm trying to get this all figured out because there are things you have to set and so on. And they tell me with this particular mixer, you could take weeks to get it just right. So,
you know. And then the cat will come along and knock it out of whack.
That's right. That's right. Cats like to do that. Anyway, you know, I mean, we're really it's become an interesting election time finally, and I mean, how about you, Vernon? You're kind of quiet here tonight, but what's your feeling about the way everything's going?
I think the enthusiasm gap has definitely gone to Kamala because. But partially the way she has handled it. I think she has handled it very well. And I think she's grabbed a lot of the youth folk who were probably just going to sit it out because there were two old men running.
Yeah. Yeah. And
CNN was in Michigan last night interviewing kids on college campuses and said, you know, you wouldn't have voted for Biden or Trump. Will you vote for Kamala? And they said, yes, she's very progressive and she will do things for people our age, college level kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, she's a lot of people are on her side, and that's very, very good, you know. And, you know, it's
Jeff's got his hand up.
Yes, Jeff. Yeah. Yes, Jeff.
I like seeing her because when she communicates, she's moving her face from the right to the left. She uses her hands. She's physically moving around. She's particularly where there's like, I don't know, several hundred people, and she's talking to the group who are
Well, to begin with, the what do you call it? The teleprompters are kind of further apart. In other words, you don't see teleprompters there, unless sometimes they'll pull the camera back and you'll see them. But you don't really see them, and she knows how to use the teleprompters, too. Unlike Trump, who just looks at it and reads it and goes like this, you know.
Do they use teleprompters or do they use tablets like iPads?
No, they use teleprompters.
Okay.
Yeah, they use teleprompters. Why would they use iPads? You can't read iPads that well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not from a distance.
Okay.
But I mean, she doesn't look like she's reading teleprompters.
No.
I mean, am I wrong about this? Am I being giving her too much credit here? You know?
I think you're right, and I think going back to how she's such a good prosecutor, it's probably practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't get the feeling when she's talking, when she's giving a speech, that she's reading it. And even Biden wasn't very good at that, you know? Yeah. But she is. She's very practiced at it, and good for her, you know?
Well, the other thing is I noticed that a tremendous number of women are women-oriented. They're going to vote. They maybe would never have voted for anybody. They want to vote now.
Like Tony.
Well, what it's doing is it's encouraging women to come out and vote and have a reason to vote. But it's not going to take those Republican women and make them like her anymore. They're going to still vote for Trump. Okay.
Yeah, but they're more of her supporters than of his. It's just a matter of getting them to vote, and it looks like they will. And I think, as you said, it's been a pretty encouraging week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what happens is you're really who you've got to convince is the middle ground. You've got to convince the independents. And
Remember,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, remember Kansas, where I believe it was Kansas, where they were able to defeat a total state abortion ban. And again, you're looking at J.D. Vance, who is, I mean, if they can do that in a red state, then I am sure that J.D. Vance is just going to make the whole thing worse for Trump.
Oh,
Trump's
absolutely. What?
Trump's replacing him. He's already dumping.
Oh, really?
No.
No, okay. I actually expect it.
He might though, Don.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think you can.
I don't think you
expect
can.
that to happen. Yeah, that would be admitting defeat.
Yes, that'd be admitting a mistake.
Yeah. Which
Trump doesn't make mistakes in his mind.
But he practically canned his whole administration when he was in office, so why not?
Yes, right.
I've got a tweet here that says, white women raised almost $2,000 a minute and over 20 million in an hour on a Zoom call. 150,000 plus participated. Biggest Zoom call in history.
Well, that still doesn't mean she's going to win. Okay.
No.
How does that translate is the question.
It translates to everybody is so excited to have anybody but Trump.
Yeah, well, yes. And we'd like to think the immigration thing is the biggest factor in this election, and it's not. The biggest factor is abortion.
Yeah.
And this is going to get the women out.
Yeah.
Okay. Not older women. They don't care. They've gone through menopause. It doesn't matter.
They have kids.
But you're going to get the young women out voting and backing her like crazy.
Well, think about how many parents have tried to take their daughters or granddaughters across borders in order to avoid the problems with the state and the abortion problems. So, yeah, even older women.
Well, I mean, this whole thing with the Supreme Court is terrible, and Biden, before he leaves office, wants to do something about the Supreme Court. Now, what it is exactly, I don't know. You might
Problem
want.
is he can't get past the Congress.
Well, he can't get past the Congress, but he can start it, and if she becomes president, she can continue it.
Well, there is an
If
answer.
the Democrats take control of both houses.
Yeah.
Well, there is an answer. Bernie Sanders wanted to do this. There is a way to take the existing justices and actually move them to other positions. They can rotate them. In other words, they are going to be appointed for life, but you can actually rotate them out to other positions and other people in. And Bernie talked about this several times in his campaign speeches. So he does think that that's a viable possibility.
I never heard of that. Have you heard of this,
Neither have
Josh?
I.
Wait a minute, Josh. Josh is our resident expert on things Supreme Court. Have you heard that at all?
I don't know. Not that I remember. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah.
I'll find the information for you.
I think it only applies to the last three that were appointed, and they have to go to Russia for 3 years. I'm kidding. So
yeah, but yeah. Tony, you haven't said anything tonight.
No, I'm kind of waiting to see who she picks for VP, and I think the next, the convention. I guess you're going to see how speech. I think that's really you're going to see more really from her.
I think you're seeing enough of her now.
Yep.
We pretty well know who she is now.
But I'd like to see what kind of bump she gets after the convention too. If it's possible.
Well, there will be a convention bump. There always is.
Yeah.
Even if Hitler were running, there'd be a convention bump.
I mean, I'm still shocked he got shot at. I couldn't believe it. I was so broken up. Oh my brother came down. I was really. I was like, "What happened?" He goes, "We're going out to dinner." He says, "They're trying to get Trump." I says, "What?" I was like, "No way!" I thought he was joking with me. I went upstairs. It's like, "Holy moly!"
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep the whole
And
week.
the text you sent me, Tony.
Wait a minute. What's his Sanders' plan to fix the Supreme Court? There it is.
It is it. And what did Bernie say?
Yeah.
I'm not going to read it.
No, that requires you to read. There's no.
It requires me to read. That's an issue right there.
We now have Bree is going to be joining us here. He's in Malaysia.
It's a matter of expanding the court.
Yeah.
Oh, so he wants to add more people then?
Add more people, and then as she said, and forgive me, I forgot your name.
What?
Sorry, you mean Roberta? Yes.
Roberta. Okay, I apologize.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's exactly as she describes. You have 87 members of the Supreme Court, and you rotate them. Exactly what she said.
87 members of the Supreme Court?
Yeah, that's his idea.
And you rotate them.
Is that a nice way of saying they're fired, really? I mean,
duck, goose. That's what it is.
Where's he going to rotate them?
Why are you going to rotate them so they won't go bald? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
Enjoy the meal.
You rotate them out of the Supreme Court itself. You rotate them into other positions. It's not
like the appellate court.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. In other words, it's sort of like term limits without being term limits.
Well, I think that we have an exceedingly dangerous situation there where the Supreme Court, they can't be fired. They're there for life, and I just don't know that that's a good idea.
They can be impeached, can't they?
Yes, they can be impeached.
Yes. But it requires agreement with almost everybody.
Yeah. But, I mean, what was I thinking? Here's the big question.
Well, AOC did bring articles of impeachment. AOC has raised articles
you're breaking
against two of the justices.
Oh,
she stood on the floor and announced it.
Oh, okay, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Thomas
the Republicans,
just so we know that was done.
Yeah,
with the Republicans in control, though.
But it was done. I think it's important, and it's important to say that.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. But I didn't know she did that. But then again, she did not come out for. Has she come out for Kamala yet? Kamala? Has she come out for
AOC?
Yeah, AOC.
No, in fact, she did a big Instagram, 1 hour Instagram. like a night or two before Biden pulled out. So that was a little interesting.
Well, she wasn't.
She's great.
She wasn't for Biden pulling out. She
has endorsed Harris.
She has endorsed Harris now. Okay.
She explained in that talk about why she and the other progressives were not behind pushing Biden out. And I don't know if I agree or disagree from my perspective, but it was the idea was that the main people who wanted Biden out were the donors and the wealthy and the people that she doesn't even like in the first place. So she had a hard time figuring out what the hidden agendas might be. That was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because Kamala was appointed by Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton loves her, and she handpicked her to say, this is going to be our first female president. We're going to make sure that it is. So, I mean, that's, if you go along with that, you go along with that.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your take on Kamala Harris? You like her? Bree?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I think she's either going to pick Josh Shapiro or Mark Kelly. I would go with Mark Kelly. That would just be my own pick. But let's see. See what it's funny. It's really funny because I think this is going to be a close election. And I think if you remember when Hillary ran, she picked Tim Kaine. It was a complete vanilla pick because she thought, well, I'm going to be the president. I got this all locked up, no problem. And I think Trump did the same thing when he picked J.D. Vance. He thought, I got this all locked up. Let's go ahead. And now Kamala has a chance to make a strategic decision that could push her over the top to win. So let's watch that. It's going to be interesting.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up next here was in our last couple of minutes of the program is that discussing her vice presidential choice. I agree with you. Mark Kelly's a very good choice.
He's been out of this world, so why not?
Kelly is a danger because he's a senator.
Oh,
and the danger is that that the Democrats might lose a Senate seat.
Well, they have a Democratic governor in Arizona, though. So if he were to leave the Senate, he can be replaced with a member.
Yeah,
replaced for a couple years.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say it was a danger because one of the things that, I talk to voters and I know that a lot of the independents and any of the never Trumpers, Kelly is staunchly anti-gun, and that could backfire a little. I don't know. Have any of you looked at the Minnesota governor? I think his name is Wall or something. I saw a very quick thing where he was interviewed, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other choice is oddly enough is Pete Buttigieg.
It's not going to happen.
Why don't you think it's going to happen?
No way.
Because he's gay. That's why.
And he doesn't bring anything to the ticket.
Same with Shapiro. He's a Jew.
Yeah, but Shapiro can maybe get her Pennsylvania. I think he'd be a good pick.
Yeah, but
Shapiro can get him Pennsylvania.
A Jew is never going to be president of the United States.
Yeah.
I would like Shapiro.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I think it can happen. Look, they said a Catholic would never be president.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
AIPAC wouldn't probably would support a Jew enough that they're a huge donor. I think they could skyrocket somebody up there.
I think it's going to be pretty hard for a Jew to become president. I think at this point because there's so many other racial groups out in front now. We weren't happy that we had a black president. Now we got to have a black female president. Then what do they say after that?
She's not black. She's
huh?
No, she's black. She's not African American. That's where the difference is. Yeah.
Tim Walz.
Yeah.
That's the Minnesota's governor, Tim Walz.
Yeah, but who's heard of him? We don't know anything about him.
I'll find the video for you for tomorrow. How's that?
Pete Buttigieg has an advantage being gay because he dresses impeccably. Okay.
Yeah, that'll win over the voters.
Yeah. No, but he's I think he's proved himself to be very proficient.
Raising a family.
Huh?
He's brilliant.
But they're adopted, so he's not. He doesn't have the power.
And he loves cats.
Hey, does he like cats?
I don't know.
But look what he did in Indiana. I mean, he like everybody there was really upset with him.
He is competent. He's brilliant. He definitely can do the job, but he's not going to. I'm sorry. I would be a little more calculating, and I would say I need a state. I need a swing state. I need to secure it, and that's the way I would go. But
well, you know,
that's why I suggested Roy Cooper.
What percentage of Americans now are gay?
I would say a lot. Wouldn't you think, Alex?
15%?
Not enough to win an election.
Well, all I'm saying is gays would vote for him.
Yeah. I think gays are going to vote for Kamala over Trump all day long.
Yeah.
No matter who she picks.
Well,
right.
You know, who knows? I can't imagine anybody voting for Trump. You know.
Neither could I, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's now a part of our program that has to occur whenever Bree calls. What is Bree having for lunch?
What's on for lunch?
It looks like the poo-poo platter. What is it? What do you got there, Bree? What do you got?
Doing something exotic.
This is Nando's. It's a South African chicken chain.
Ooh.
And they do the chicken is very Portuguese oriented, so the whole place is, made out like kind of a half South African, half Portuguese.
Sounds good.
So what are you having?
And I get unlimited. I have unlimited bottomless yogurt.
In other words, as much yogurt,
iced tea,
as much yogurt as you can possibly eat. Is that what bottomless yogurt is?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then this is it's just chicken with a Caesar salad and potato wedges.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So how much will it cost?
15.
Bottomless iced tea, bottomless yogurt.
Yeah.
$5.
Complete quarter chicken.
Do you have bottomless
side salad?
Do you have
very tasty.
Do you have Do you have bottomless weight people?
I would say it's at least $20.
Yes. Well,
I mean, bottomless drinks.
I'm saying his whole lunch is going to come to under $8.
$5.
The bottomless drink. Don't your pants get wet?
Okay, so how much? How much?
Okay, so it's 40 ringgit. So that would be about $8.50.
Well, I was close.
This is a splurge today.
I was close.
Yeah. This is a big splurge.
$8.
We like when you eat in the Asian restaurants because the pretty women running around.
Well,
sorry, Tony. And
all the restaurants in Malaysia are Asian.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody says let's go out for Chinese. Okay.
Although they may say let's go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, we have Taco Bell.
But wait a minute, we just lost Roberta's picture here. But there she's back. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who else did we lose?
No,
Yeah, but
we didn't lose anybody.
Positions.
We didn't lose anybody. Let's see here. We got about 5 more minutes. But I think that he's, who she picks, I don't know. Can you vote, get him by state? Isn't there a guy down in Kentucky that's being considered?
Our governor, but I kind of agree with Don that Kentucky is not in play, so he probably won't get picked.
Yeah.
He would make a good vice president and all, but it's a matter of building your ticket, and you want to bring somebody in who's going to add to the ticket. I'm not sure Bashir will. But Kentucky's not in play. It's going to be Trump.
Okay. But who do you think? Who do you think's the front runners right now? I guess Mark Kelly is the one I always hear all the time.
Mark Kelly and Josh Shapiro and Roy Cooper. I think are probably the 3 big.
Marjorie says she'd like to see Josh Shapiro just remain as governor of Pennsylvania because he's doing a very good job there. Mark Kelly.
There's NBC headline news. Republicans see Governor Josh Shapiro as Harris's super strong VP contender. There you go.
Who is
Josh.
Josh Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro. Because in the case of Kelly, I mean, he isn't up for election this year. So if he ran with her as vice president and they didn't win, he could go right back to being senator. Yes. So it's not like we're losing somebody in that respect. But it's going to be interesting who she's going to pick.
Well, the same is true for Shapiro and Roy Cooper. They're not up for re-election this year either.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. They're going to do a virtual nomination in the next week or so, isn't it? One of these.
Yeah, part of that's because of the different state laws about getting on the ballot.
Yeah. So they're going to nominate her, and they said by August 7th she has to come up with a vice presidential candidate. Now, if I remember correctly, when I was a kid, and they used to run the conventions, they used to have the nominee for vice president picked the day after the nomination was assured for the president. And then that person would come out and say, okay. Now here's who I want as my nominee. And then
that's right.
I want to make it clear. Yeah. It says here that the DNC will hold a virtual roll call vote before the convention. But that doesn't mean that the convention itself will be virtual.
No.
Just a roll call.
Does anybody know, does Obama support Kamala? Has he officially endorsed her?
Yes.
Not yet. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Not yet.
He did?
Not yet.
No, he didn't come out yet, though. I don't think he comes out till later, they said, usually.
Who?
I saw a report where it said, Obama says, let's open the process. But maybe that was older.
Mm-hmm.
He originally said that. In fact, I was all for it. I couldn't believe that Obama would actually say that. But
So Obama plans to endorse Harris for president soon. That was 24 hours ago.
Oh, so he hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why he's waiting?
Well, they may do it strategically. They need to control the news cycle. Yeah. So Obama, endorsement could be 1, 2, or 3 days. Vice president pick could be a week. So.
Oh, what do we need with Obama? We already have George Clooney's endorsement.
Yeah, that's right.
What about Oprah? Have we gotten Oprah's?
We haven't heard from Oprah yet.
That's right.
I bet she's for Trump. How about
that'd be funny? That would be funny. Who are you endorsing? What?
What?
Yeah. What?
On a similar subject, though, Alex, and I know Josh and I have talked about this a little bit too. The NPVIC right now has 50 electoral votes in play in 4 or 5 states where they are considering adopting that. And if they do adopt it, that would take the total up to 259 out of 270.
I don't get what you're saying exactly.
Well, the MPVIC has to have at least 270 electoral votes.
Well, what MPVIC? What does that stand for?
National Popular Vote.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah.
So right now, if these other states that are considering the legislation,
a
bunch of them have dropped it recently. Like Kentucky was considering, but they dropped it. But there are 50 in play. There are 209 right now that are signed on, and 50 that are in play. So if there's 50 come up, it'll be 259 out of 270. That just means we need 11 more.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, Jeff, thank you so much for being here this evening. We appreciate it. And are you in Connecticut right now?
I am right now, but I'm moving around.
Oh yeah, well, you're going up to the Cape, right?
Yeah, I'm going up to Maine.
Maine. Okay. Bring me back a lobster, okay? What?
Bring me a lobster, right?
Yeah. Josh, good having you here tonight. It's been quite a week, hasn't it?
Been busy.
Yeah. I mean, for a guy like you likes to follow politics and follow all this stuff, it's got to be a very interesting week.
glad you got your music playing.
Yeah. Also, thanks to thanks to Vernon for being here, and thanks to Alan for being here, and Kevin, thank you so much for joining us this evening. The lovely and attractive Tony has joined us and has been very good tonight. Don Giller, thank you so much for being here. We love it when you're here. And thanks to our food buff from Malaysia, Freeman, Bree. And finally, Roberta, and you got to keep calling Roberta. You're terrific. You add to this just perfectly. So please join us as much as you want to. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Next is Amy Manuel. She'll be on most of these same GabNet stations. She'll be here with the intersection. You can call her on Skype at GabNet Live. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, you know what to do. Tell her I love her, okay? Good night, everybody.